As a young child, I never understood the full meaning of poverty, something you can't learn from a textbook.
4 years of college pass, and the city of Albany is no longer my home. New York City bound, I take one last look. My childish nature won't let me go without leaving on a positive note. But in a city with a poverty rate of over 25%, where will I start? As the capital of New York, Albany is home to around 305,000 people. Public servants account for the second largest industry with about 100,000 government workers. The stratification of social classes is easily noticeable as you roam around the declining city. Since 2005, the unemployment rate has more than doubled, from 4.4 to 8.6%. That means 1 in every 11 people are out of work. While affluent politicians run our state government, local citizens struggle to put meals on the table. Getting caught up in all these harsh statistics is way too easy. My true intention is to understand how these problems can be fixed. Unfortunately, there are no magic genies granting wishes in this story, only hardworking people. To uncover the solutions, I turn to volunteerism, an aspect of life many people deem too time-consuming for their busy lives. Most people live with the misconception that they cannot change their community as a singular individual, but this story is here to prove that wrong. My journey begins in search of a hero. I'm not looking for someone with a cape or a mask, but more of a humanitarian, someone who cares. My search has led me to a young woman, Michelle. Will she be worthy? I got a chance to sit down and find out more about her.
My name is Michelle Beauchesne. I was born October 23rd, 1991, so I'm 21 years old now, and I'm from Long Island.
Alright, so as a 21-year-old, where are you in life?
I am a student right now. I'm a senior at Siena College, about to graduate. I'm a psychology major and a sociology minor.
Now tell me a little bit about the sociology minor, the psychology major. Have you been able to apply these things outside of school?
I am interning right now. I'm at the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I work on the helpline, and I serve mainly as a resource guide for callers, people with mental illnesses, family members, anyone can really call, and I provide them with information for places they can go to help them further.
So you seem like a caregiver. Have you always fulfilled this role? Is this something that is new to you or an old thing?
Community service has definitely been a part of my life for a while. I've always been involved. I volunteered at homeless shelters, soup kitchens, I've done breast cancer walks, Relay for Life, a bunch of things like that.
How do you find out about these things?
Really, school has been a very powerful resource for me. My high school and Siena campus really does a lot to let us know what opportunities are available, how to get involved, but you don't have to be on a campus to get involved. The internet has been very, very useful. I just type in something that I'm interested in, a group I want to help, and a bunch of things come up. You just gotta look a little bit.
What drives you to be a community servant?
My very first memory of being involved in helping someone in need, I was about 7 years old, and I was walking through the city with my family. My mom packed me and my brother lunch, so she handed us a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And we were walking on the street. I looked over and I saw a homeless guy just sleeping against a wall. And I looked at my mom and I said, he looks really hungry. I feel like he could really use this sandwich more than I need it. So she took my hand, smiled at me, and walked over, and I just placed my peanut butter and jelly sandwich at his feet. And I wasn't able to see his reaction, but I'm pretty sure he was appreciative of it.
Now that I have found my subject, I need to see what she is capable of. I don't expect her to cure all of Albany's problems, but I would like to see how much a single volunteer can do in 1 month's time. Now that Michelle understands her goal, she must lay out her path.
Where can I find good deeds?
Michelle started to look in every crack and crevice, trying her best to fix Albany's headache. She searched all around and devised a plan to help out anyone who needed a hand. It didn't take long to realize that the environment was dying in front of her eyes.
Today I am walking around the Albany area looking for some garbage on the streets to pick up and make the environment a better place.
Our work was hard, but it was needed because the earth was dying and becoming overheated. Now, Michelle couldn't pick up every piece of garbage. It was just too much for one person, but at least the job had been started. Plastics and metals take years to decompose, but it only takes seconds for this trouble to be disposed. Michelle was eager to make a difference in the world, always putting other people first ever since she was a young girl. But enough of these rhymes, because it's time to get serious. The regional food bank is waiting, and I'm betting they're anxious. Most people do not notice their basic necessities until they are gone. Food is something that we have all seen wasted, thrown away, and forgotten. For many people, the next meal can be a needle in a haystack, a daunting task. After a few clicks on the internet, Michelle has found the Regional Food Bank, a place where they gather food and other necessities to redistribute them to people in need.
We're the hub for 1,123 different agencies, from the Canadian border to the Hudson Valley. We service 23 counties. We have soup kitchens, we have food pantries, homeless shelters, battered women's shelters, low-income children, low-income seniors. Pretty much anywhere from that area we take care of. We do stuff like food, we sort food. Today we're going to be doing some personal hygiene. Everybody needs that. We do cleaning supplies. We do housewares. We do a little bit of everything.
The volunteers have two main responsibilities: sort through all of the donated goods and judge their condition and safety. The food bank will not send out a product that has been damaged or poses a health hazard. Items like toothpaste and toothbrushes must be sealed, and lye-based hair accessories are thrown away. These precautions enable the benefited community to accept the goods without thinking twice.
Without the volunteers, I can honestly say that none of this would happen, and I'll tell you why. Because last year we had over 48,000 volunteer hours, which was equivalent to us hiring 22 full-time employees. So without the volunteers and what we do, none of this would ever happen, and that's why we love our volunteers so much.
Donations are given from local businesses and truly show the cohesive nature of the community. Without these donations, many would go hungry and be without basic necessities. The volunteers are from all walks of life and are here because they want to be, not court mandated.
Last year, just to give you an idea, we sorted over almost 27 million pounds of food and salvage.
The Regional Food Bank has shown how a group of 11 volunteers can take 2 hours out of their day to change the lives of hundreds. The program relies on people like Laura Martin and Michelle to keep it going. Without them, the local community would feel stranded and abandoned. But just a few sweeps of the broom later, it's time to send the packages to the community. Michelle's journey must continue as more people need her help. Luckily, good deeds can be found almost anywhere.
You never know where you're going to find a good deed. It might be in the most unlikely of places. Nope, no good deeds over here. But come on, I'm sure we'll find some.
After searching the web, Michelle was able to find a local blood drive. Unfortunately, mankind hasn't figured out a way to produce artificial blood. This means that organizations like the American Red Cross must collect blood from generous donors. 44,000 donations are needed every day to keep up with the increasing demand. Every 2 seconds, someone in the US needs blood, meaning by the time I finish this sentence, 3 people will need a donation.
So I'm giving blood today as a good deed because people need blood and I have a lot of it. So I'm going to give them some. I hate needles, so this should be interesting. But people need blood. Gotta do what you gotta do.
It's one thing to donate your time, but giving away your blood means that you will be a part of someone's life forever. Even though Michelle doesn't like needles, her giving nature supersedes this fear. Sadly, only about 38% of the population is eligible to donate to the 5 million people that need blood annually.
We're at a shortage for O-negative blood. O-negative is a universal blood type that gets used more than other blood types, but it's only 6 to 7% of the population is O-negative. So that O-negative is always in need. O-positive is the second most needed type of blood. 35% of the population is O-positive, but we're always in need of O-positive because O-positive blood can be given to anyone with a positive Rh factor.
In about 12 minutes, roughly 1 pint of blood is taken. only 1/10 of your body supply. The American Red Cross has been running this program for over 70 years, and over the course of 1 year, the organization will sponsor more than 200,000 blood drives. About 50% of donors are regulars, making sure that people can rely on the American Red Cross. One donation alone can help save the lives of up to 3 people. Now that Michelle has finished her donation, she can sit back and enjoy some cookies and drinks. The final part of the donation is always fun because not only do you get to help people out, but you get to make new friends.
Giving blood and sorting goods for low-income neighborhoods was simply not enough for Michelle. She needed one last good deed to feel like she truly made an impact. The search must go on for more people that could use her help.
We're at the Sister Maureen Joyce Center today. We're gonna serve and cook some hot meals for the local community in need. What's interesting about this is a lot of the food they get is from the regional food bank, which we were at earlier. So it's really good to see the connection that they all have to the community, as well as the connections that they all have within each other. Today we have fruit cups, we have French toast sandwiches with ham and cheese, we have sausages, scrambled eggs, and Girl Scout cookies.
The Soup Kitchen is open 3 times a week and serves hundreds of clients. Today, the group will be making brunch. Michelle and the other volunteers must make sure they adhere to the strict food safety guidelines and wear gloves while handling the food.
Most clients are unable to secure 3 meals a day, so this soup kitchen has become a very important part of their life.
We've been in existence since 1985. It's now 2013, many years. And what we do each Sunday is serve anywhere from 60 to 90 people.
Cooking some eggs. We have someone who is actually lactose intolerant, so we're making a special egg for that person with no milk, just egg and ham. Scrambling it up, make it nice and tasty.
The sense of community is obvious in the kitchen as you look around at all the hardworking volunteers. Each person plays a special role and contributes to the happiness of the clients. The volunteers understand that without them, the program would be unable to continue. This would mean that people would go hungry and lives would be burdened. Together, the group is making a meal that the clients will likely remember for a long time. Hot meals are hard to come by, and this program makes life a bit easier with every bite.
I think we do a great job of helping people who need a good meal and also some socialization. A lot of older people come because they want someone to talk with. They may be living alone, and it's a chance for them to sit for an hour and a half, have a nice meal, talk to people. And one of the things that is so gratifying is that overall the clients we serve tend to be very grateful.
As the final preparations are made, the volunteers start to plate the food and get it ready for the hungry clients. All this hard work will finally be paid off.
As the food comes out and fills the air with a wonderful smell, the clients' faces light up. For many, this is the first breakfast in a few days, so every bite will be cherished. The atmosphere is extremely positive and the happiness is contagious. Many soup kitchens have requirements, but the Albany Soup Kitchen welcomes anyone with an empty stomach. Young or old, sober or inebriated, all are welcome. The only thing that they ask for is a good spirit and good behavior. The clients aren't the only people that benefit from this program. The volunteers get a sense of accomplishment and begin to understand the difficulties of the real world. Being able to make someone smile and fill their stomach with healthy food is something that neither party will forget. Although society will never be perfect, there are people that steer us back on the right path. While many people stand idly watching others suffer, the few and far between step in and make a difference. Community service will always be something that Michelle keeps close to her heart, but she cannot do it alone. With poverty rates on the rise and an unpredictable economy, there has never been a more appropriate time to lend a hand. This story is not meant to evoke sadness, it is intended to inspire. Young minds are easily molded, and it is important to understand the value of community service at an early age. Albany is still a beautiful place where children can grow up and be successful. It is our duty to make sure that this does not change. Michelle has proven that a single person can impact a community and make a difference. She has changed the lives of many people and will always be a caregiver.
Stop narrating my life! I should be the one that tells them that community service does not take a lot of time or energy. So get up off your couches and start helping out your community.